Here's what you need to know about the recent hantavirus outbreak that's stranding about 150 passengers on a cruise ship off the coast of Africa, and unfortunately 3 people have passed away from this viral infection. This sounds scary and it is a concerning situation, but this is not something that most people need to panic about because the risk to the general public is very low. This viral infection spreads mainly from rodent bites and droppings and rarely can be through human-to-human transmission. And while that's possible on a cruise ship, it hasn't been confirmed, nor does that mean it's going to be spreading like wildfire. This viral infection can make people very sick, and depending on the strain and where it's coming from, can lead to basically 2 distinct clinical entities. One that comes from Europe and Asia can be a hemorrhagic fever with kidney involvement, and the other from the Americas could be more pulmonary involvement leading to flu-like symptoms and respiratory failure. The World Health Organization has been working on this issue, and I'm hopeful that the passengers will be able to leave safely from the ship soon. If there's anything more pertinent about this issue, I will let you know in future posts, so make sure you're following to stay informed.
Come. Bring it.
I do hope and pray that those people on that boat are okay. I hope that they're going to be able to. But they are currently docked, anchored at Cape Verde, which is also known as Cape Verde, which is my country. Tiny island nation on the west coast of Africa. Tiny population compared to, obviously, the rest of the world. Would be decimated if anyone were allowed to dock and spread this infection. So thankfully our government hasn't allowed anyone to dock, but they are still sending medical personnel to go and help on the boat, which, you know, I really do hope everyone's okay. But we're not doing this. I wish they hadn't even done that. I'm sorry. Like, stay on the boat. Stay on the boat. It's gonna have to be sweet life on deck for y'all. I'm so sorry. At least stay the fuck away from my island. It could decimate our island. I'm sorry. Now, stay on the boat. God help you. Thoughts and prayer.
Guys, sorry for pausing the video. We don't want this. The government need to do something about this. And hopefully this is not going to spread so wild like the COVID. Because according to the information I'm hearing, this has happened before. This is not the first time we're seeing this virus. This has happened before. Now it's happening again. If they don't take care of this, definitely this might spread like COVID. So guys, let me know. I just want to know. Let me know in the comment section. I want to know what's your talk, what's your say about this. Because these are people families, these are people loved ones, and they are stuck over their treatment. Like nobody knows where, like, no, like the government needs to do something about this. This is serious because this can spread worldwide. And I know currently this is only happening in United States, but let's just continue the video and hear other people.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MV Hondius, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part. All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home. So if you're seeing coverage about this, just remember that there are real people behind it, and that this isn't something happening somewhere far away. It's happening to us right now. I'll share more when I can, but for now, I just ask for your kindness and understanding. Thank you.
It's very, very sad. My heart is broken forever.
The hantavirus plaguing the cruise ship has now also spread to France. So a French person who never set foot on this cruise ship has now tested positive for this Andes virus, which is the substrain of the hantavirus that can spread from person to person. They contracted it from the passenger who died that was on the plane. And if you remember what I've said on previous videos is that they are now tracking everybody on that plane that rode with the victim who passed away. Now, previously, investigators had been using a theory that the elderly couple had been bird watching in Argentina and they picked it up and brought it back to the ship. If you remember, I said on my last video as well that there was a Swiss man who was on this ship a month prior to all of this. He is now home. He recently got an email from the cruise ship line, tested positive for this Andes virus. No word yet on his wife's status. Remember, this virus can lay dormant for up to 8 weeks. It has a 40% mortality rate, which is 4 out of 10 people, and it is spread by respiratory droplets. This ship is headed to the Canary Islands where they're going to dock at Tenerife.
Hantavirus has reportedly led to the death of several people on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. But what is it and where did it come from? Hantaviruses are a group of infections usually carried by rodents like rats and mice. They're present throughout the world and can cause diseases in humans, from the flu to more serious illnesses. They can usually be spread by rats in their droppings or their urine, and while rare, they can be passed from human to human according to the World Health Organization. Symptoms include a fever, tiredness, and aches and chills, with an infection becoming serious if you don't seek medical attention quickly enough. They usually show between 1 to 8 weeks after contact with an infected rodent, and as the infection progresses, patients might experience tightness in the chest as the lungs fill with fluid. There is no specific treatment or cure, but early medical attention can increase the chance of survival. The best way to avoid the spread of hantaviruses, according to experts, is to limit your contact with rodents and their droppings, and use gloves or bleach if you do need to get close.
I hate to say it, but that cruise ship that got the hantavirus, sorry to those people, but y'all may need to circle around the ocean until all that shit is cleared up, and even then, I want them transported in a sterile environment that does not touch land. I felt like that was nicer than saying nuke the ship. But no, in all seriousness, I hope those people get the help they need. But please, like, they're talking about a lockdown 2.0. Okay, that's gonna be so horrible because we're just gonna get locked down and we're just not gonna have any money. At least during like the first lockdown with COVID, people were getting something. They've exhausted every dollar and dime. So worst case scenario, we have the lockdown and still forced to go to work while sick and people are dying. Best case scenario, we stay home and we end up homeless because they're still gonna charge us. I mean, it's just a lose. But yeah, I don't even want to think about what the hantavirus can do to your body. I don't even want to think about that. And I'm pretty sure they've gotten rid of the CDC and all that type of shit. So, I mean, it's just, yeah. I want that ship to stay at sea. I don't even want to think of the possibility of y'all stepping on land. Sorry.
A man in Switzerland tested positive for hantavirus. And they talking about the threat to public health is low. You know what else is crazy? They holding FIFA in Kansas and they from Argentina. I think this time around I'm going to learn some new dances. I think I might learn how to sew. I think I'm going to also learn some new recipes. I already go to the gym, so I probably won't be out at the gym. I'm going to be in the house, so I'm going to be working out in the house. But yeah, what y'all going to do this time around?
So a cruise ship sailed off from the U.S. You know, they went to the Atlantic Ocean. When they got to the Atlantic Ocean, an outbreak started happening. And I don't know if it was like some type of weird bugs that get on the cruise ship or what, but it's called the hantavirus. It started spreading through the whole ship. 3 people died from it already. Mind y'all, them people died on the cruise ship. So now they denying dock. They're not letting them come back to the U.S. And I guess in order to like test it, they have to eventually, you know, come to the U.S. They got to do all the tests, run all the tests through. And apparently it's supposed to be another pandemic starting. I just really hope we don't have another COVID. Like, for real, just stay your last on the ship. Don't even come the fuck back to America, for real, because we really cannot afford to have another pandemic. Baby, it's about to be summer coming up. Like, what is we doing? Like, it's always something. It's always a virus going on. And I guess it take like a few days to show. You know, it's kind of like COVID. They get a fever and shit. But it's really deadly, y'all. Like, I'm scared that they're gonna bring it back, y'all. We cannot have another pandemic. Like, oh my God. Stay y'all ass on that cruise ship, for real. Like, I really just feel like this is some bullshit. Gas damn near already $5. We at war right now. And now it's another pandemic happening. Like, what is going on with the world, for real? It's always something.
Fifth case has now been linked to the deadly cruise ship virus outbreak. So what is hantavirus? And should people actually be worried about another COVID-style situation? The World Health Organization says the number of laboratory-confirmed cases linked to the MV Hondius has now risen to 5. That includes multiple passengers who were evacuated from the ship and transferred to a hospital in the Netherlands on Wednesday. Officials say 8 total cases are now connected to the outbreak, with 1 sample still being tested. And what's raising concern is this. The strain involved is the Andes variant of hantavirus. That's one of the only known forms of the virus that can spread between humans through close contact. Although fortunately, experts say that remains rare. In spite of this, there have been growing comparisons online to the early days of COVID, something the WHO is now trying to shut down.
I think people see me sometimes and I think, it's like the next COVID, and I really just want to assure people this is something that's quite different.
The ship is currently off the coast of Cape Verde with nearly 150 people on board. So what actually is hantavirus? It's a rare disease usually spread by infected rodents, often through breathing in particles from rat or mouse droppings. Investigators' leading theory is that a Dutch couple may have picked up the virus during a bird-watching trip near a landfill in Argentina before boarding the ship, but officials say they're still investigating exactly where the outbreak began. Symptoms can take weeks to appear and include fever, muscle pain, vomiting, dizziness, and severe breathing difficulties that can become life-threatening. 3 passengers have already died. Health officials in South Africa are now tracing dozens of people who may have come into contact with infected passengers, including airport staff, hospital workers, and fellow travelers.
There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part.